Hello everyone, this is Rohit. I present you prerequisites or mandates to become a Ethereum blockchain developer. A blockchain developer is also a part of a web development, so need to know some web development skills. In this series, we are going to learn how to use JavaScript to create web server using JavaScript and to bind the backend with the web server, even binding the front end with the web server, even integrating the Ethereum smart contract methods with the web server. So altogether, we are going to do all these components in the JavaScript. In short, we are using JavaScript language to bind the various components in the web application development. JavaScript is a language. Initially, it was tightly coupled with the front end, but now with the advent of the Node.js, it can be used for the back end development as well as building the web server. For example, in any web browser, you can have you will be having the console where you can write some JavaScript. For example, here is a Google Chrome browser. I can open a console here by right clicking anywhere on the browser and click on inspect. Then it opens a dialog box down or right side. When you click on, there will be a console tab. Please click on console tab so that it displays a console tab. Here in the console, you can write JavaScript over here. For example, I can declare one variable placeholder like name. I can assign some value like my name, Rohit. Then I can edit. Then I can print what is in that by using console.log, what is in the name. So this is a plain JavaScript where I declared one variable with Rohit and I try to print that, right? If I want to do some addition also, I can do that. Simple where a equal to, I am assigning the a equal to 2 where b a plus b, then it gives you the 4. This is plain JavaScript where we can use it. Now, our intention is that how we can use a JavaScript to build the web server. So for that, there are prerequisites. One thing is that we need one editor. The editor which I am using is a Visual Studio Code editor. You can install if it is not installed already. So you can download from this site. So based on your operating system, you can install it. If it's a Windows, you can install. If it is a Linux, you can install. And if it is a Mac, the relevant uh, raw version can be installed, and you can start using that. And the other prerequisite is the Node.js. So Node.js is a light inclined where we can write some JavaScript code, right? So when you, it's a Node.js.org official site. If you log in here based on your operating system, my operating system is Ubuntu, which belongs to Linux flavor. So it has been showing that I can download either of this version. If you are doing for the Windows, it shows you the relevant version for you, right? If you are using Mac, you can use that. So this tutorial, right now I'm using a Ubuntu, but it works as well in the Mac OS and Windows as well. So as already in my system, the Node.js is available and Visual Studio Code is available. I open first the Visual Studio Code editor. So this is how the code editor, Visual Studio Code editor looks like. And there is a first option like File Explorer where you can save files. Then second tab is something like search, and third is something source control. If you are pushing anything to the Git and you want source control to be used, you can sync up. It is very easy if you use a Git. You can pull it and push it. If any changes, you can regulate with by this push button. And fourth is a debug. If you want to debug, then it has provided one functionality. Then other thing is that extensions. Here, extensions is something. If you want to install any extension, which is very useful, we'll install it. So for example, in this tutorial, I installed extension like HTML boilerplate, right? I use this extension to be installed. HTML boilerplate, I can install that, but you can use that. Then comes out here, it's a test. If you want to test anything, you can do that. Then Docker. If you are using any Dockerizing, I am using Docker, so it got appeared. So this is about brief introduction, brief description about the Visual Studio Code editor. our aim is to develop the web server, right? So this is the editor I'm using. I want to check whether Node.js and npm is installed or not, Node is installed or not. So for that, I need to open a terminal in the Visual Studio Code editor. So to open the terminal, I just go to the view and scroll down. There will be terminal here. You can click on terminal and there is shortcut also. If you want, you can use a shortcut. Otherwise, view and click on terminal so that terminal gets opened here, right? Then after opening the terminal, you can start typing here. So if I want to check whether my Node.js is installed or not, I type node hyphen version. So Node is installed. So npm is a Node package manager. So whatever the libraries you want to install in the Node.js client, you use npm. So npm is a package manager. Whether it differently comes when you install the Node.js, you need not install separately. So if those both are installed, then the prerequisite for the setup is ready. Now we start our development process. So now Node is installed, npm is installed, and I opened one fresh folder here, Ethereum mandates in the bro editor. If you want to open like this, file, open folder, and you can say Ethereum mandates, then it opens in particular folder, right? So now, as of now, in this folder, nothing is there. So I want to create a project where I want to create a web server first, then we go on extending further, right? So here, the first command I use is that npm init, node package manager. I am initting my product, so I'm using npm init. So now, when I press init, it will ask what is your package name. It refers to Ethereum mandates, whatever the folder name is given, then version 1.00. If you want to give some description, you can give that like prerequisites, something like this. If you don't want to give anything also, it's fine. Prerequisites of blockchain developer, something like this. Entry point. If you want to choose any JavaScript file, you can choose that. Otherwise, index.js is fine. Just comment git repository, if any git repository you want to do. These all not mandatory for development purpose, but when you are want to deploy in production, something like that, then you mention the file exactly. Then I press X, then it's done. This is okay, yes. So once it is done, I can see that there is a package.json will be created. So further here you can see the package.json folder is being created, right? So what is in the package.json? So here, it basically it is the structure, what all dependencies, so everything will be stored in the package.json. It is very vital. As of now, just we initiated the project and we created one package. npm init has created one file which stores the project dependencies, everything over in the package.json. Once we go on installing the few libraries in order to develop the web server, you will understand what is the usefulness of package.json, right? So npm is a package manager which you want to use that, right? So here, so far we have initiated our product and I want to write some JavaScript to launch the web server. So for that, what I do is that I'll create one file. I click place over there and I create app.js. It's a JavaScript file, app.js. So nothing is there. So before writing some logic over here for developing a web server, there are so many npm packages available. We can use that npm package. Out of those npm packages, Express is the most used by the developers. So I go to Google and I will do that npm Express. Google with npm Express. So it opens in the Google search. You can click on first link. Once it opens, you can read about Express. It's a very useful framework and library. I'll copy the first whatever it is, the const express, app express, everything, and I'll paste here and I try to save it. So as is, just I copied it and I pasted it. I want to execute with the table. So for executing, I can use node app.js. So for installing any dependencies, you'll be using npm. But for executing, you'll be using the node app.js. So there is something which is getting failed. Cannot find module express. We directly copied the code and we have done it. But whatever the dependencies for the express hasn't been installed. So for that, what we need to do is that we need to install express to our project folder. So for that, I need to use npm again. Npm install express hyphen save, so that this express gets saved to the package.json, and in this particular folder it will pulls all the express.js libraries. Once I click on enter, so here you can see a node modules directory will be created after successful installation of npm install express. Right, see here the node modules has been created. Right, so inside the node modules, whatever the express is using here, everything it contains in the different folder routes, everything whatever we use for the express. But all these libraries we don't use, but as a part of express this all has been come here. Now I try to do express is installed node app.js, so it's running now. So what I do is that it is running on a 3000 port, right? So now no errors are there. So I go to the any browser and I open a new tab and I'll do localhost colon 3000. It prints hello world. So here I'm sending the hello world. So it is printing as hello world, right? Hello world is getting printed. So my express web server is done. So it's running on the localhost 3000 port. It's working fine. So what exactly is there in the inside the this code? We try to observe closely. So first is something like const express equal to require express. This is something we are importing the express package, express library to the express variable. So we declare one variable express and we imported the express whatever library into the express. Then I declared one more variable which comes as an object. Whatever I copied the express library to the constant, I am creating an app as an object. So as a express having the so many packages I showed in the node modules, there is a roots also. So inside the it has predefined roots. So I can use app.get slash as a default root. You can see that as a localhost color, it's a default root, right? So it's a default root. So for the default root, what I am doing is that so once I enter app.get slash root, I'm executing a function saying that I want to send a response to the for this particular root saying that hello world. As it is a get method, the browser can read it. So localhost colon 3000 hello world has been displayed. If I want to display something like app.get, I want to create one more root, something like slash get word, something like that. So this is the route we are creating, and for this, once any user clicks on slash get word, I mean, if any user clicks on slash get word, it will be coming to here. So as the logic, no logic is there, it says that cannot get any get word, right? So I'm writing the logic. So that logic I'm writing is inside the function. So that is like something function. Generally, any HTTP request will be having the request and response. So for the request response, I'm writing function. These two are the variables which are required. I open it, close it, and I am sending the inside the response as res.send. You can see send date, send file. There are so many methods. This my editor is showing me, but I use the send default one. Then I try to send hello everyone, something like this, right? So once it is saved, then I'll come back to my terminal again. I close this, Control C. Again, I try to launch node app.js. Again, it's running. If I click on get word, now it's coming hello world. The root, a additional root get word has been created. So if I take this get word, then it is called hello world. So default root something hello world is getting displayed, right? And one more thing, I don't want to use Node app.json stuff. I want to run always I want to use npm command only. At that time, what you need to do is that the package.json, here the scripts is there, right? You can add something like uh, dev. As a development, you can do as dev. You can add Node app.js, right? So I want to do npm run dev. So it internally calling that. So that's the use of package.json. In the package.json, if you can do that, then again the same thing is running. If you take click on, it does that, right? So far we have created our web server. Our first task is done. Now I want to create some front end and connect to this web server. So for that, I need to create one HTML page, for sample HTML page. So for creating a sample HTML page, what I do is that I will create a new folder so that all my HTML pages will be in this folder in order to identify which is a server. So I'm creating a separate folder. Inside the public folder, I try to create some index.html, right? So index.html. As there is a boilerplate already installed in my thing, as an extension, I can type HTML and it gives a sample HTML tags like this. So if I want something HTML5 component, then I can use HTML5 like this. So default it has given. So whatever logic I write here, I can write here. So for example, I can write h1 tag and press enter and hello every hello world, something like this, right? I can save it and I want to display this HTML page here, right? So for that, I'll go to the app.js. So instead of send, what I do is that I'll comment this out and I'll try to send res dot send file. So there is a send file method already being displayed. So I can take this and so I where it is exactly, it is in the public folder. So dot slash public slash index dot html, right? Save it, again close it and try to run it. So try to load it. So path may be absolute. So there is an error saying that specify root not in the res.end file. Okay. So it's taking from the root directory. So what I need to do is that I need to use dir name from the present directory. I need to append that. So for that, what I need to do dir name plus and to text start, right? We'll see. Or when we can print in the console what is a dir, yeah, console dot log dir name. Just want to see what exactly is getting printed. Save it again. I'm on the can see the hello one. So now it has been bold. Previously just it was like now HTML page is getting loaded. Right? Even it is displaying here. Ethereum mandates my present working directory. Right? So we have binded a HTML page. So we have attached the front end to our web server. So we will input some text box, something like that, so that it looks pretty easy. Input. So when I click input, I am getting a tag input text, something like this. So for this text, what I do, I will put one button, something like get response. right? For the input also, I'll put some ID equal to name. For this H1 also, I'll put some ID as place, or something like that, right? So this I'll save it. Again, I'll run it. How does it look like? We'll see here. Get response button is created, one text box is created, right? Right. Okay. No, there is a button, but no action is available. We created a front end. I want to web server to communicate with this backend. So when I click on get response, I want to change something like whatever I input here, like text, I want to change hello or something like that. So it goes to the web server and comes back and display here. So for that, what I need to do? So when I click on get response, I need something to work on. So for that, I need to have some JavaScript, right? So for this, I need to write some script here. So script. So in this script, I want when button clicks, I want to load something. So for that, there will be a Ajax request. So it we need not reload. So when you click on get response, it has to load it without reloading the whole page. Just hello world gets reflected. So for that, it's called as Ajax response. So for that, I'll use Ajax request. I'll type in the Google. We need not worry about what is Ajax request. Ajax request JavaScript. Good with that. In the top inside the W3 response. Open the W3 request. So I like to say something, there is some function which is readily available. So I click on try it yourself, something like this, and I take this function inside the script, copy this, and I place in my script, just like that, right? Controller. But here, there is some error. So this and it has been copied, it hasn't been copied, right? So load doc. So where we need to code this load doc? I can take as this. I can make it as get response or get list get response. So I rename the function load dockers get response. I want to call this function something in the when I press the button, right? So here when I press button, I have on click action here. I take that on click. I call the get response function, right? So for this get response, so here demo is there, but get element of ID something demo. We don't know what is demo in our HTML since we copied it. I will replace this demo as this placeholder where hello world is displaying. We want to display over there, right? So I do this something this is a chat request. So just I will save it and come to terminal back and again I run node after let's run in and for my first tab, sorry document tab, just I try to reload and I open the it click get console. That response not coming. I inspect it and click on console. It says that failed to load an error. What is that? Server 404. So 3000 Ajax info.txt is not found. We don't have Ajax info.txt root, right? So further, what we do in the app.js, what we have get word. Already there is a get word, right? So we'll call we'll take this tag root instead of reject input text. What I do, I put this get word and I save it. Then I'll copy it again and run it. Still, I'll reload it and then get response. Hello everyone. Previous it was hello world. If I click on button, it is giving hello everyone because it is hard coded to the hello everyone so that it's coming. But I want something should be parameterized. I want to take something which has input Rohit Sita and I want to get displayed here hello Rohit Sita. So for that I need to pass this as a parameter. So for that what we should do from first we need to take what is this value. So we need to get this value and when we are clicking this function in the along with the when we are picking the function along with the function we need to pass this value so that we can get some request from the backend web server, right? So first we need to open the HTML page. In HTML page, what it is there. So along with get word, I want to send that particular value, right? So what I do is that I can take first I can take make it as a parameterized here like quitting icon underscore ID so that ID can be taken at runtime. So what ID is there? I can check in the console.log request.params.id. So in the header, I'm trying to, along with the get word, I'm trying to pass the parameter in the root. So I'm trying to print that, and even I'm trying to send back saying that hello plus this request.params.id. Since it is a parameter, we are using params. So express as a keywords params. If you want to see what is the whole request, you can do that console.log request also. You'll get lot of methods. Let's save it. And so here it is accepting as ID as a parameter. So get word slash ID. So same thing should be passed here. Get word slash ID. So for that, what I will do, get word slash ID, right? Get word slash plus ID. So for getting the, we need to get the value of name, right? So for that we have already have document.detail. We'll copy this and placeholder instead of placeholder. What is the idea of it? Name. I'll copy this name dot. So what is the value we need to pass it? Value. Even if you want to print what is inside this, you can print here. Console dot. Well, it prints in the console. Just you want to check if it is correct combined here or not. Save it. Again, I have copied, run it. Then I'll reload it. So initially get response. So correct tag is not found. Phone not found. We are giving some parameter over here, right? Call hyphen ID. So that is not coming. So what I do is that I do Rohit and get response. Hello Rohit. So now we send the Rohit to backend and backend replying saying that Rohit hello Rohit res dot send hello Rohit here from backend it is coming from after this hello plus request dot param dot and even you can see that in the console it printed Rohit here request dot param sign dot id and for another request there are root there are many methods available you can check it and you can explore actually for the request right uh, but I don't want all this to save it. So far we created one web server, we created front end, and we created we send the value to the backend, and we deployed back. Now we want to save some value whatever we are receiving it, yes, we are sending from the web server, right? If we try to save in the backend, then it will be persistent. So we can retrieve later. So for connecting to the backend and retrieving the value, we'll be using the Ethereum, where we write some smart contract to store this value, and to set the value as well to get the value, we use the Ethereum smart contract to store this particular uh, state, right? So stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.